All right, man. All right, man. Y'all, welcome to another edition of the Elite Mancast. Tonight, man, we got a great topic. It's very touching. It's very needed, man, because more and more we getting more and more people committing suicide in our communities because I feel like it's the imposter syndrome. But because we having to live up to standards of idols, or we having to live up to somebody else's. That's why I didn't name my son Junior, because I didn't want him to have to feel like he needed to be living up to a standard that I created. But the topic tonight, man, is suicide awareness / prevention. So because we want to give y'all some details on how to prevent it as well, because this is the type of things that we don't talk about it in the households a lot. We don't have them discussions. Dad's not talking to the sons about it. Mom's not talking to nobody about it. She may be going through some things that, that's overbearing for her, but at the same time, nobody's talking about it. But hey, man, tonight we got the full panel. There you go, Mike. We got the full panel. We got Coach KD, got Mr. Michael, and we got the headshot. One to the dome, man. Coach, what you got on this topic tonight, man? It's pretty powerful because you inspired this topic from last week, just to let you know, man.
Good evening. Like I always say, it's truly wonderful to be in the land of the living, baby. I'm so glad about it. I'm so glad that I'm here today. I'm so glad that I am alive today. Great topic, suicide awareness, man. Even if you thought about it, think about it, or will soon think about it, is a great topic to get some awareness and prevention about it, It's going on daily. I don't have any statistics right at hand. I'm pretty sure Mike might have some, but it's it's big. It is big in our community. You don't have to be white. You don't have to be black. You don't have to be big or small, skinny or fat. But you know that it is possible. And then again, it's from the young to the old. From the young to the old, man, it's happening. It's true, and it is true. So, we're gonna delve into it and let you know some facts about suicide. If you got somebody in your family that has had thoughts of suicide and anything, we're gonna let you know how to recognize those things. I'm just glad to be here, man. Be a part of this platform where we're helping people be aware of different things that could happen daily. Every hour on the hour, something is happening. So I'm just glad to be here, man, and I look forward to tonight, the next hour.
Yes, sir.
You got Mike?
Well, now that you done put me out there as the man with the statistics.
You always have them. Hey, you always have them, man.
I got a few, but I'm not going to with the statistics.
You always got the facts.
One moment. It's only one moment in time. I was listening to a podcast on suicide awareness on Monday. There was a psychiatrist talking, and there's a study that's been done over the last 10 years of people who have survived their suicide attempts.
Oh.
Said in everyone that had attempted, of those that survived, each one said that there was one moment during the process where they realized that they didn't want to die.
Wow.
But out of those people, not one has ever had a suicidal thought since that time, and no one has ever attempted. So it all boils down to one moment in time. And the thing is to try to catch it before it happens. And a lot of that boils down to the way people commit suicide. So women, they have a habit of taking pills or slitting their wrists. Men, shot to the head or jump off a building. And each one of those counts. A bullet to the head, there's no change in your mind. Once you pull that trigger, it's done.
Right.
Stepping off of a rooftop, once you leave that building, the only thing that's going to stop you is up at the bottom. So I guess what they're trying to say, men are more successful in suicide for one thing, but it seems that a lot of times women, they are considering suicide, but it seems like with the hopes that somebody will find them before they actually die.
Wow.
There's a chance of surviving in each one of those with slitting your wrists or taking pills.
Wow.
So what you got, Mr. Headshot?
One to the dome. So yeah, of course,
one to the dome.
Suicide is bad. You know, I feel that nothing is that serious or that drastic where you need to, you know, off yourself. I've come to the realization that you really don't want to die. You just want the pain to go away.
Yes.
You know, when you commit suicide, you're not killing yourself only, but you're killing the people that love you as well. I mean, I'm quite sure everybody's been through that situation where it's like, you know, I'm better off with the world. Like, I'm better off, you know, if I'm not here. They make it seem like it's so easy, but a lot of things are easier said than done. That you can't take back, words you can. So.
Yeah, man. That is the major thing right there, man. Because a lot of times, man, we really don't understand somebody else's pain. We really don't understand what they're going through or what they should be growing through because we're not in their skin. But we can identify with it just by understanding once you see them starting to back up away from, you know, conversations. They want to be alone a lot. They don't like, you know, being around the crowd. But you have to always remember, if they start talking to you, don't never interrupt and put your thoughts into the conversation, because that's what's going to trigger them to say, hey, you know what, let me go ahead and do what I need to do. So, man, when you got somebody in your family that you see that's in a depressed state first, that was our topic last week because that was a great topic. But depression, you start to see the, you know, those signs of, you know, man, let me just take some high risk. You know, let's walk on the edge. Let's just, you know, man, let's go play on this bridge or, you know, things like that. You know, it's one thing to take risk and just say, hey, I want to have fun. You know, you a motorcycle rider or you want to do things before you die, like jump out of an airplane or whatnot. But it's another thing to where you want to be like focused and paying attention to somebody who's just like, you know, they'll go happy, lucky, feeling person. And all of a sudden you just see them in a state of, oh man, I'm good. I'm gonna just stay in the house tonight. You know, and there's not no excitement in it. You know, you can stay in the house, but at least be excited about staying in the house. Don't be sad about staying in the house. But you know, you have those type of people though who really want to shy away from the truths. So we have to really understand, man, that this suicide awareness month, the suicide prevention, we're really trying for us to focus on people preventing the suicide, because we don't need nothing like that in our subconscious mind or in our conscious mind for us, like say like we attributed it to them being suicidal. You know, like the bully in the classroom, or like the guy who just don't want to stop messing with people. You know, he's not a bully, but he just want to joke and he wants to clown. He wants to talk about, you know, those type of people. But, you know, so we have to just be aware, man. That's all I can say, because this is really real. And what was funny to me that I found out that veterans, you know, people who've been in combat, people who've been over to a war, they are the highest risk of suicidal people, you know. So I was waiting there. I'm waiting on Michael to come back. There you go.
PTSD.
Right.
Post-traumatic stress.
And I hear that it's really not a cure for it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I heard the same thing. There's really
That's
not
why
a cure.
I'm get Mike back.
What's up, fellas?
I kind of want to know, like, at what generation had this become like such a trend? Because, you know, we're all seasoned. I don't recall a time in high school, middle school, elementary when we had children go and shoot up a school. In the 2nd grade, we didn't have that. 7th grade, we didn't have that.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
no.
I can tell you where it comes from, honestly.
Well,
Comes from that Similac.
oh,
They taking the kids out the titty milk and they giving them the chemicals, and it's like the chemicals are doing something.
Giving them
like
chemicals,
they go back to the titty. That's it. Because we grew up fine.
That's the best natural milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
No, that might be some truth to that because we didn't understand where we go now. Yeah, Mike, I wanted to ask you about that, man. Well, that's what I read about. They said the highest risk of people who think about committing suicide are the veterans. I've never been in a war, but I've been in a war on the street. Yeah, I've been in street wars, but I don't really know what it sounds like for a bullet to be flying every 5 seconds of your life. Continuously for days on hand,
And that's the thing, but it's not only the bullets flying at you or the bombs bursting or watching people get killed. Sometimes it's the things that you gotta do just to survive. Situations that you're in that your subconscious mind does not agree with. It's like you start feeling guilt about things that you do because in your opinion it's not the right thing to do, but you gotta do it to survive. I'll give you an example.
Right.
Say you're in a war zone, you telling people to stay back. There's a little baby, got a pamper on, a diaper, coming towards you. One of your buddies go grab that baby to get it out of the way. Next thing you know, boom, baby and your buddy are gone.
Wow.
The next time a baby comes towards you like that, you're not going to get it. You're going to shoot that baby before there's a chance of you or your friends getting blown up.
Yeah.
Now tell me if that would fuck with your mind. Yeah, because that's what the Vietnamese used to do that. That was one of their ways because they knew that soldiers would not hurt babies.
Right.
But then they started calling the soldiers baby killers because you see it once, it might not affect you so much. But when it starts happening over and over, you start to look at things a lot different. So that baby coming towards you is now another combatant. And we're always sworn to not kill civilians. That means women and children, unless they have a weapon in their hand, they're non-combatants. So it's a war crime to kill them. Yeah. But now you got them wearing suicide vests or a hand grenade in their pamper. You pick it up, the pin flies, boom. So now that fucks with your mental all the way around because there's no separation anymore. So the only ones you can count on are your buddies, and if they're dying around you, you can't count on nobody but yourself.
Wow.
So it's just a messed up situation all the way around. But there's a lot of things that go on that people don't talk about. And actually, if it hadn't been for the News Corps following a lot of units around during the Vietnam War, they'd have never known about those things that were happening. But the way they spun it, the soldiers were baby killers. And now when they come back from war, when they should have been celebrated, they were being spit on, cursed out. But they survived something that most people would never survive.
Right.
So it messes with you. And so what happens? They start drinking to dull the pain. Or they start using drugs. Because after a while, the drinking doesn't work. So you see people that functioning alcoholics or functioning drug addicts because they need something to dull that pain going through them or to dull that image of things that were done or things that they experienced.
Yeah, because I know being a chef, I mean, you can look it up or Google it, whatever you want to do. But being a chef, I mean, it's really stressful. It's time consuming. That's why you have so many chefs or, people that's in the restaurant period, like servers, bussers, dishwashers. They have some type of vice. I mean, you can drive in the back of any restaurant. You're going to see people out there smoking cigarettes or vaping or doing weed or whatever.
All the time.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's stressful. But it's like, to me, it's all about mind control. It's like once you can't control yourself, you can become better at it. I was never a smoker, especially cigarettes because I didn't like the way I looked holding a cigarette. So it's like, well, okay. So
Yeah.
I mean that was just it. I was like, I can never get this right. I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, there's different things to help. And I mean, once you just become, and that's why I say the mental is so strong, because once you can control that, you can pretty much control everything else.
Yeah, sure. That's the hardest thing, though, is to control the mind. Because a
Yeah.
lot of people, they can't do it. No matter how hard they try, it's like they
And it's
just
not that
fall
they
back
can't do it, it's
into
the fact that they
sympathy.
won't do it, because it's kind of like Coach used to always say,
They
it
don't
comes
want
with discipline.
that. Yeah, they don't want to be uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not hard to change your mind when you separate yourself from the people who are negative people. It's
Right.
not hard to do anything once you separate yourself, because you have to understand that a lot of negativity is normal in our neighborhoods. That toxic behavior is so normal to where we don't even look at it as being toxic. I know so
Exactly.
many people who will have a conversation with you about death. It's like every time you talk to them, oh man, you know, such and such. That. I'm like, bro, do you always be around death? Is
Right.
it always around you?
I started to
So
question.
it's
I'm like,
like you have to understand. Go ahead.
now I started to question that, because I had someone in the restaurant that's like, man, you heard such and such down. I'm like, how the fuck do you know? Are you killing them? Like,
Yeah.
you always know somebody that's dying. Yeah, bro, they done shot up this
Every
house. Yeah, they
time.
done shot up this block. I'm like, bro, look, get away from me. I don't want to be next.
Yeah.
Right. And
But you
since
never
I'm gonna tell you
know.
like this, bro, since I've been really just focusing on my business and focusing on bettering myself, I hear less and less about these type of conversations. The people that I'm meeting now, they have so much going on.
Right.
Properties, doing movies, doing just thriving so much, man, to where it's just like, damn, I didn't know it was another side of this world. I had a
Right.
guy come work with me yesterday, and his phone ring. The first time he started talking to me, he started talking about how his sister was doing this negative. It's like she trying to check him. I'm like, but bro, it's your little sister. Did you say something back? I ain't say nothing to her about it. I said, well, why are you giving it to me? I don't want that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't even asked me if I'm cool with talking about negative stuff, bro. You don't even know me like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then he went on, his phone started ringing, and every conversation was about some negativity. I say, bro, you really need to step away from all of them people and get with yourself, man. I say, you can't
Right.
be a man in your mama's house. You can't. You
Nope.
49 years of age. You still at home with your mama. Yeah, I know she's an elder and nobody's taking care of her, but you should have your own home and still go back to take care of her from your home, though.
Yeah.
Go by there every day, you know, because when you live in there, you still ain't doing what you're supposed to do. When you get off work, you going out hanging out.
Right.
So what's the
Stressing
purpose
out
of you
more.
being there?
Right.
Exactly. That may be the reason she's sick, you know. So
Yeah.
we do have to understand that a lot of people don't want to change, and a lot of people don't want to leave their situations because of comfortability, man, because that's the normal for them. That's the thing that goes on in the man. It is what it is type of business. But we do have to stay mindful of those who are around us and that we love that's not happy all the time. That's not going to be
Right.
um, participating in any family functions. They don't want to be part of nothing we're doing. So we do have to start being mindful of them type of people, man, because them the type of people that will jump off the bridge or jump off the building or whatever the case may be, slit their wrist or take too many pills.
That
So,
was my
you
thing.
know, to your answer to that, Mike, huh?
Do they have a look? Do a suicidal
What'd you
person
say,
have
coach?
a look? I'm asking, does a suicidal person have a certain look?
Yeah,
Are we
it's
able to tell just by the look, or
yeah,
does it have to be
it's
the actions?
yeah, because it'll be a bunch of mood swings. You see the mood swings, they happy, they sad, they withdrawing.
They start giving
You know
away
what I'm saying?
things
And
that
so
are
it's so
personal
many,
to them.
right, like it's time to go.
Yeah.
So it's really mental illness. You know, sad and low, like you say, the mood swings. They're sad, they're low, they're worrying, or they're fearful. You know, I got a whole list of them right here. Even eating habits.
Yeah.
Such as increase or lack of appetite, either eating more or less eating. You
Yeah,
know, it's
because
a
like
bunch of signs.
if you're
And then
looking for
they
like a
also,
physical look,
yeah,
like to me, like I wouldn't say like there's a physical look. You could tell by their actions, because
right.
anything that
Right.
they wouldn't normally do, like you say, they start giving stuff away because it's like they feel like it's coming to an end. Like, hey, you want to go do
Don't
such and
eat.
such? Yeah, they might sell off or auction off their little sister or their girlfriend, or
Yeah.
you know, hey, yeah, go do that. Like, you know, it's their actions. You know, the motto for suicide prevention is creating hope through actions. So
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
Wow. So it's prolonged anger. That they're angrier longer than they normally would be. They're set in it. They're dwelling in it, and I think that's what boils them up. You know, when situations arise, they stay in it too long, and they're beating themselves up about it, and they can't handle
Right.
that. They can't see the
Yeah.
outcome, so they can't handle it. That's what.
It's pretty much any kind of mood that lasts for a long period of time. Because everybody has moods and they come and go. But if you're stuck in it, it's like last week we talked about depression, and they said that depression was the number one cause of suicide because people are staying in it for a long period of time. More than 2 weeks
Mhm.
of feeling down,
Yeah,
after a while you're ready to kill yourself.
that's
And
why.
that's it could be anger, it could be sadness. You can lose your job, but nowadays people, one thing can go bad, and all of a sudden somebody just headed straight to try to kill themselves because people don't know how to deal with all these different situations anymore.
That's
yeah,
why you often hear me say stagnation
And they don't
state.
have a good support system.
right.
Right. That's one of the things that the
Yeah.
CDC
You
says
got
is
to have
supposed to
that. You
be
got
good.
to have that.
Support.
Huh?
Yeah. With the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, they got a section on
Yeah.
suicide prevention. So they were saying that having family support, having good health care, and uh, things like that are supposed to be a prevention or preventative or keep people from not wanting to commit suicide. But to me, it seems like they got it wrong
Mhm.
because a lot of people are wanting to kill themselves because of the families that they're in. It's like you're surrounded by negativity and people putting you down to the point where it's like, well, shoot, I don't want to hear this shit no more. I might as well just take myself on out of here. Don't nobody care about me
But
anyway.
we're talking about positive support, Mike. Positive family support,
Oh, I
not the
know.
bullshit family.
I know for
Yeah,
sure. But think about this too. They say the proper health care. But how many times have you seen drugs that have a side effect of possible thoughts of suicide? So
Right, right.
where do you
Yeah,
start?
the small
Because
writings. Yeah.
yeah, and that's become more and more in the different medicines that are coming out now. I'm like, if you take in a medicine and okay, you're driving at night, you just took your medicine, and all of a sudden you get a thought, man, I just want to kill myself, and then you just floor it and run into a brick wall,
That-
run into a bridge, but
Hmm.
see these kind of things, and that's from the medicine. That's not just a normal thought. The
Right.
medicine is that's a side effect of this medicine. So
what?
and it says that between, sorry, Katie,
Go ahead.
between the year 2000 and 2022, there have been, uh, what was it called? In 2022, it's been a 36% increase in suicides just in that time.
Wow.
They said that every 11
Wow.
minutes in 2022, somebody was committing suicide. 49,476 suicides in 2022 alone.
And those are
Wow.
only
So,
the ones that was reported.
Yeah,
right.
those are the only ones reported. But
Yeah.
that's what
And
I was going to ask. What about the? Do you consider these people that are on drugs, overuse of substance? Do you think they're suicidal? why do they continue to indulge in the drugs at a high rate? Are you thinking they're suicidal? They know the
Nope.
drug will kill them.
But the thing is, the people that are using drugs are using the drugs to dull whatever pain is going to make them want to kill themselves. 9 times out of 10, if an addict is dead, it's from an overdose,
Right.
or they
Overuse.
got bad drugs, or the purity might be more than what they're used to.
Right.
But they don't
So you
usually do
think
it to
it's
kill themselves. That's
intentional?
all it takes. When
Do
they
you
do
think
it,
some of them do it intentionally?
it's a possibility. But I'm thinking, if you got drugs, if you're used to having a
Well,
low
you know,
quality drug that you're shooting up, and you suddenly get something that's closer to being pure than what you usually use, that same amount could kill you. So it's not necessarily that they're trying to
yeah.
take their lives. They just got something that's better than what they're used to. So that's an automatic overdose.
I know when
Everybody that goes like,
I know when
go
I
ahead,
was
kid.
doing drugs, I wouldn't do no bad drugs. I know I wouldn't do bad drugs. If it was
Right.
trash, I'd take it back to the dope boy and be like, hey man, it's garbage. Get this shit out of my hey man, you ain't putting this bad shit in my system.
Get my
If
money
the
back.
bag wasn't clear and you yeah. I want to see this cocaine. Let me smell this PCP. They'll put some roach spray in your joint and you sitting
Mhm.
around here killing yourself. But now we have to understand, like he was saying, the drug usage will have you doing stuff, but at the same time, when you getting high, you can't be around negative people, man.
Right.
It's all about the negative people that we surround ourselves with, man. But
Yeah.
like I say, half the time it's so common, it's so normal. Toxicity is normal that people
Yes.
feel like that is the way we talk to each other. That's the way we express love. It's like that ain't the way love is. Love is not confusing. Love don't hurt. Love don't do none of that, man. The word love is to share love and to be happy and joyous and communicate properly and doing all the right things. Love ain't about no hurt. That's why I say I'd rather have somebody who's loyal to me than somebody who say they love me. Because if you loyal, you're not going to disrespect the loyalty. You're not going to disrespect the people that you're loyal to. It's like so
Right.
many people are loyal to these celebrities. They would disrespect their mama before they disrespect Beyonce.
Oh,
Crazy
absolutely.
as it sounds, crazy it may be, but it is what it is. Because
True.
they are trying to escape. They are trying to escape their environment one way or another.
Yeah.
Hmm. And technically, that is a drug in itself. Because you're not trying to
Yeah,
live somebody else's life and get
drugs
away
ain't
from your
always
own.
right. Yeah, that's not always substance form. Yeah, you're right. Drug is
Yep.
straight up idolizing people, putting all your attention into a thing that's not even conducive to growth.
Right.
How does it benefit you? How does it change your life? What is the format that's going to get you to a greater purpose or a greater plateau? It's not going to happen when you idolizing or when you doing the drug of your choice, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah. I just
So
brought that
we
up
do
because
have to.
go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
Oh no, I was saying I brought that up because a lot of times we relate suicide to drugs or drug usage, but like you were saying, Mike, it's not. Sometimes they're drowning or trying to cover the pain. But what I want to say is, it's not always drugs that's in play. So how a person is treated or the situation that may arise in their life, whether it's because sometimes good things happen and they can't handle it. So we got to be
Right.
mindful of that. Not only good things or bad things, but situations arise in life. And what I want to say is life is going to show up. But the point is, are you going to show up for life? Are you going to show up for life when the situations arise? Because a person that seems strong or looks strong could be the main one that's ready to go.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because nobody checking on you.
right,
Right.
right.
Absolutely.
Right, exactly. We always think that they're good, you know, because they know how to portray, or the perception is, okay, he's a strong man. He's always been strong, but sometimes when you always been strong, you didn't get tired and nobody knows. They expect you to be okay. They expect you to be okay. So I'm talking to somebody today, somebody out there listening and hear that and share that with somebody. But what I want to do is go over some things or some signs that are noticeable, or how we should react when we see somebody that is going through something and not really sharing what they're going through. If anybody got some of that.
I thought you was about to do it.
No, you said you was going to share some signs. You was going to give us some information.
I got
if anybody got it, we waiting on you.
Yeah.
When you
gonna flip the switch?
He's talking about altar call.
Yeah.
Let them know you're listening. You already said that, Keith. That's why I was asking. You know, let them know you're listening. You know, you want to say things like, I'm so glad you're telling me, you know, I hear what you're saying. I'm so glad you're not just sitting on this situation. I hear you, and I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Go on and continue. You got to continue to let them talk. And a lot of times we talk more than we listen. And at this point, that's when we really need to listen to what the person is saying, because there's some stuff they got to get off their chest.
Right.
If we don't listen,
I'm gonna say this. I don't mean to cut your wisdom, but I'm gonna say this right here. When people are talking, true enough, we need to listen. But if the conversation is not pertaining to their health or their well-being, I don't want to listen. You know, true enough, if they sad and all of that, I'm not gonna claim everybody to be suicidal because they're going through a depression.
Right.
Because some people are just wanting that attention because they're a victim. They have that victim mindset. Yeah. See, sometimes you have some people with that victim mindset that says, oh, such and such did this. When you start hearing them kind of conversations, that means that they're not within them. They're not tuned in to themselves. Right. And they are the type of people who will put you in that narcissistic mindset because they are trying to be the victim. Oh man, it happened because of you. You did it. It's like, no, if you're a suicidal person, you're not gonna say what somebody else did. You're gonna say the situation made me feel this way. Right. Or you're gonna say that, hey man, I lost my job today, that was the best job that I had, or it's not gonna be somebody else's fault if they're suicidal. Right. That's one thing I have been paying attention to on these podcasts that people be talking about, you know, on the YouTube podcast. They don't blame the person, they blame the situation but why did this situation happen? Or, you know, it's not gonna be no, oh, KD made me feel like this. Yeah. Cause that's somebody who got that victimized mindset. They want some attention. That's right. But a suicidal person don't want the attention like that, because then you're bringing awareness to them being suicidal. Right. And they don't want nobody to know they're suicidal. You know, they don't want nobody to know. So they're going to commit the crime. They're going to commit that due justice on themselves, to where they don't want nobody to know that they're committing the suicide. So they're not going to be the victim. You know, they're not going to play that victim mindset like a lot of people try to do when, you know, like I say, in this toxic world we live in, this toxic community we live in.
That's how we.
And we don't even know it's toxic, man.
Yeah, ask them the question. We got to ask the question. You know, what happened? How does it make you feel? You know, those things.
If you ask the question, Coach, they're gonna shut down. You got to let a suicidal person come to you, because they're going to feel that they can speak to you. If you go to them, they're not going to give you what you're looking for.
After they've come to you.
I wouldn't even ask him nothing then, because then now you're going to make them shift. Mm-hmm. Let them reveal how they feel, and just let them play. Even if y'all sit in silence for 10 minutes, just to know that you are there with them. They don't care. They just need somebody there.
So you never.
So when you go to
ask
asking questions, when you ask questions, you altering their mindset on damn. Now he wants to tell me how he feel about stuff. I don't want to tell him that. You know, I don't want. They're not ready to overexpose. They're not going to overexpose themselves to you, even if you're cool with them. But if you sit there in silence with them, they might. But I wouldn't ask no questions. I would just be like, I'm here for you, man. If ever you need anything, I'm here for you. And leave it at that. Let them get it all out their system, because see, a lot of times when we interrupt somebody's thoughts, because they having thoughts while they're sitting there quiet. They having thoughts. And once you if you attribute your mindset or even ask the question of what you thinking that they might want to be asked, they might not even want to be asked that question. Oh, you don't even want to listen to me, man. That's what you might hear from them, because they are in their mind. They are already determined on where they're headed. They're headed to death. They're not trying to answer nothing. They want to be heard. They don't want to be talked to. That's what it says in the notes that I took. You don't attribute anything. You just listen. You don't ask questions, because if you ask the question, that might trigger them to say, hey, you know what? I'm done talking. I'll talk to you later, and then walk down the street and kill themselves.
Or kill somebody.
You never
else.
know what somebody's thinking when they want to kill themselves. That's all I'm saying. You don't never know what they think.
So this is what I'm sharing. The info comes from National Alliance of the Institute. And I hear what you're saying, and it makes sense, right? It makes sense not to ask them a question, but as they are already coming to you and they've approached you, and you already said, you let them know you're listening, right? And you show support. You say, I'm here for you, right? And then you encourage them to really keep talking, and you're listening, and you continue listening. Eventually, I think I would ask them, how long you been feeling like this, because if we don't get to the root
that's
of the
thing I
problem,
learned in health and life. I don't mean to cut your wisdom, coach. I don't mean to cut you short. But what I learned in health and life coaching class, you always allow them to come to you with why they're feeling like this. If you ask them why you're feeling like this, that's going to bring out another trigger. In health and life coaching class, we ask questions we don't ask questions, we let them talk all the way through.
Right. Eventually, so I've been through a personal health intervention, right? So at some point,
okay,
the instructor, the counselor, whatever, has to ask a question to get you to thinking. Or you're gonna be stuck, or you never get out of what you're in. How are you gonna get to the root of your problem just by talking if no question is asked of you? That's where I'm at.
Because they feel like they have the answer. The answer is death.
And you want to redirect them from that. You don't want them to go to death. You're trying to help prevent it.
They don't want to be talked out of death. They just want to be heard.
If they came to you, they want to.
Yeah, that's true.
If they
if they approach you, they want to.
I want to say, if they came to you, then they really don't want to kill themselves. Because if I want to off myself, I didn't go to anybody, because I've been on both ends. I've been suicidal. Then I became a youth pastor, and it's like they told us, don't talk, just listen. Right. That's what they taught us. So like they're sitting up there, hey, I've been feeling this way for a while. I have such and such going on. I really want to, and it's like you don't even have to ask them how long you been suicidal, because they're gonna either think that you're playing with them. Oh, so now you think you're smarter than me,
right?
So it's like that. So I see what you're saying. I see what
you got to feel the situation. You got to feel the situation. I definitely agree with that. You got to feel the situation, but I truly believe that you will not get to the root of the problem unless a question is asked. Maybe not that.
Yeah, from your mindset.
Maybe not
from the way you're thinking right now. Yeah, from your thought process, that's what you think. But a person who's my youngest daughter, bro, was suicidal. Trust me, she had to go to the ward. We had to be at the hospital 3, 4 in the morning. And to ask her a question was just like, you're not listening,
Sir.
Dad.
Yeah.
I was just like you, Coach. Eventually, I got to ask you a question. She said, I don't want to hear no questions. This is my youngest daughter at 12 years of age, bro, wanted to kill herself. I'm explaining to you. You cannot talk to them. You have to sit there and let them get it all out. And like I say, if we sitting in silence for 30 minutes, that's what they want. Their mindset is not like yours. They're not thinking like you. They don't want to be talked to. They want to get it over with. That's what they want. They're not thinking about having a conversation. Because they wanted to have a conversation, they would have did that from the gate. They would have came to you and said, "Say, man, I want to talk to you about killing myself, man." It's way deeper than them questions you thinking you're supposed to have. It's not. You can't have them kind of questions with somebody who's already got their mind made up on what they want to do. They're in a dark place. And if you ain't never seen how dark that hole gets, how deep that hole gets, and you will never understand what they going through, man. Trust me, man. My daughter right now does not leave the house for too much of nothing. She's not suicidal no more, but she's not the happiest little girl as a 17-year-old child. She's happy when she draws. She's an artist. She has her own character. She's created her own characters and all of that. And she got that character from a dark place, because all of her drawings, all of her drawings have a left eye. They don't have a right eye.
Wow.
And the hair is over the right eye. So it's like she's hiding under that right eye. You can't talk to him, bro. I done tried your way. It's not happening. She don't want to talk. And if you start over talking, if you ask too many questions, she gonna go right back in that shell, and she gonna say, "Dad, just leave. I'm just ready to go to sleep, Dad. Just let me lay down for a little bit." That's what they do, bro. I'm not, this was a great topic, but this was a real life experience as well, man. I've been in that. I've seen it. I've seen the darkest of my little girl. It wasn't even fun, bro. I had to stay away because I was trying to get answers, because I wasn't this person that I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? If I was this guy, she would have been able to, I would have been able to help her along her journey. But me, I was frustrated. I'm like, man, get over that shit, man. It ain't nothing she can get over because she's feeling it. She's going through it. Or the victim of it, whoever the person is, they are going through it. And it ain't about questions. It's about, I don't even have an answer for it. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to pull it out of them, they don't want it. They don't want you to pull it out of them. They want to be able to talk to you freely, however long it takes them to talk to you. Bro, we was sitting in the room for about an hour one time, man. Just with her, just holding her hand. That's all we did. The doctor say, don't ask her, don't say nothing, don't talk to her. Just hold her hand. She felt so comfortable with that. I promise you. It's not it's not an easy thing to do, because you want answers. Right. Like you saying, eventually you're going to have to ask a question. No. But eventually you're going to have to sit there until they get ready to talk to you.
That's what I'm saying. Now, that's where I was going with it. You're not going to rush the answer, but you need to get to the root of the problem, or it's going to be forever there.
You can't get to the root of the problem.
It's not going to be forever there.
Why you say you can't get to the root of the problem?
You can't.
Until the person is ready to open up and tell you what's actually going on, you can only listen.
Right.
You can't get to it. You can't. I had a guy talk to me. I was talking to him a few days ago. He says, "I am my brother's keeper. I fight my brother's battles." We had a back and forth debate because I told him it's impossible. You can't fight somebody's battles for them, because the battle is internal. Right. So the war that I'm fighting inside, you can't see it. You definitely can't feel it. And if I don't tell you what's going on, you will never know. So if you sit and you listen, a person, when they're ready to start talking, when they come to you and get started, All you can do is listen. There's no way around it. If
My
you
daughter,
say anything,
I'm
they're
telling
just
you,
going to
bro,
go
my
right
daughter
back
would
into
not
that trap.
talk to me. My daughter would always just say, "Hi, Dad," and that would be the conversation. I would be sitting there talking to my son. She wouldn't say a word. You say something to her, she says, "I'm okay." And that's it. She's not talkative. Right to this day, shit. On my son's birthday, she had more conversation than I done heard in over, 5 years.
Wow.
She don't talk much. She's not in that state of I'm gonna kill myself, but she still is not a communicative person. She's not gonna have no whole bunch of conversation for you, especially if she don't know you. So would you
Right.
say, like, if you were the doctor coach, she will sit there and listen to you and stare at you without saying anything because you're asking questions. You're trying to get to the root of, well, what do you think about this, baby? She's like, I'm not your baby. My name is Lakia. She would tell you what she would put you back in your place without you even, you like, I just want to help. Nah, I don't need your help. Leave
Because
me
that
alone.
doctor just mentioned, if it were me, that doctor like that, he didn't approach her to where she's at. He didn't relate to her through her drawing. So there's
No, he
different ways
did.
that you relate to the person.
No,
You know, you
no.
can't.
What I'm
You don't
explaining to
just
you is
go.
this right here. Let me explain this. Let me explain this last thing, and then I'm gonna let you have it. He got her to a place to where she was able to say a few sentences, and then he felt like in his feelings, oh, I got her to speak. She said more than one sentence. That's when he stepped over the boundaries because he was quiet. As long as he was quiet, she was talking. When he put his, what do you think about? She did this.
Hands over
And
the
looked
chest
at
and
him.
nothing else comes out.
Told her, "Mama, I'm ready to go." She said, "I'm ready to go, Mom. I'm ready to go." I remember this like it was yesterday, bro. That was like 5, 6 years ago. I'm telling you, it
Wow.
ain't easy to try to talk to a person who's thinking about killing themselves. It's not. You can't rush it. You can't. You can't make them talk to you. I was that dad who's like, "You're gonna say something to me because I'm thinking that it's authoritative voice that she's hearing. She don't want to hear that. I don't know. I don't want nobody who's in authority to talk to me right now. It's not gonna happen. You can ask all the questions. You can think you're supposed to ask questions, but it's all about you sitting there in a room with somebody who has thoughts of killing themselves, and you have to sit there. And if you don't have patience, you're not the person for the job."
Right.
I'm gonna tell you. But go ahead, man. Y'all keep on talking. I'm gonna be
Oh no, I'm
quiet
just,
now. I'm
I'm
gonna be
just
quiet.
once again the fact of being there. I mean, I went into sessions where it's like we literally sat there in total quietness for an hour and a half. That's how long the session was. Like not a word was
Yeah.
spoken until they was actually ready to speak.
Mhm.
Like you can say hi, how you doing, trying to break the ice or whatever, but it's like, hey, until you ready, because I know I'm the type, and I'm a private person, and then being a Virgo and with all that stuff going on, and I told you, well, I told y'all like in our last thing how much I used to spend on my happy place a month. So it's like,
Right.
hey,
Yeah.
look, so it wasn't until that person was ready. Um, it it is not a rush process. Um, what is it? Oh, the darkest hour of any man's life is when he sits down and plan on how to get money without earning it.
Ooh.
Mm.
Because I mean, I have nothing to
That's
lose.
true.
Yeah. Hey, there was a
So
song
they
out.
have these protective factors now. Okay,
Hmm?
go ahead, Mike. Let me hear the song.
What is
I
that?
like to hear it. Here you go.
I ain't singing. I'm not singing the song, but there was a song that came out a few years ago. The name of the song is called Moments by a group called Emerson Drive. It's a white rock band. But the
Mm.
song is about a guy who was about to go commit suicide, about to jump off a bridge, and an old homeless man, gets out of a cardboard box and walks behind him on the bridge. And all the dude was just stood there with the guy, and he just said, I had these moments when I had everything, but now look at me. But basically, he's telling them the life was worth living. That's about all he said. But then the guy started talking to
Yeah.
him, telling him about why he ended up going up on the bridge, why he was ready to kill himself. At the end of it, this guy ends up surviving, and he's singing about the guy, like I guess that old man sitting around a campfire telling his friends about how he kept this guy from killing himself.
Oh wow.
But the whole
Mm.
thing is, this is just a song, and I like the song because of what it's saying. But at the beginning, I didn't even realize it was about suicide. But I'm thinking everybody in
Yeah.
their life goes through moments in their life. They go through moments where you got your ups and downs, where you like, he even says, I've had my moments when I've done everything that I thought I could never do. And people have done that. But then
Yeah.
as you get older, you start to slow down and you start thinking back about the things that you used to do that you can't do no more. That put people into depression.
Mike,
Wow.
All of these kind of things. So
Mike,
really, if yeah, what's
how
up?
thick, how
Go
thick are
ahead.
your glasses?
Huh?
I said, how thick are your glasses?
They're reading glasses, man. That's a light reflecting off of them.
Man, you crazy, man.
There you go. There you go.
Boy, he couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. He
Headshot.
couldn't
You
take it. It's
crazy
like,
He couldn't
headshot.
take it
the
no more.
conversation is going too serious. Boy, Alejandro said, let me
His
give
ass
you
like
something to
this
laugh
big.
about. I think of these things.
Wow.
But this is,
But say, hey,
and
let
you
me
know,
give y'all
Coach,
some,
It's called Moments, but what's the last name?
the name of the song is Moments, but it's by a group called Emerson Drive.
Okay. All right.
Emerson Drive is the name of the group.
Innocent Drive.
Emerson.
Yeah. Yeah, Emerson Drive.
Emerson Drive.
Okay.
Yeah. Say,
And
listen to this here, man. I found this information. It says protective factors are key for those who are thinking of suicide. So a protective factor is a characteristic or attribute that reduces the likelihood of attempting or completing the suicidal act.
Right.
So protective factors are skills, strengths, and resources that help people deal more effectively with stressful events. They enhance resilience and help to counterbalance risk factors. So whatever you have somebody doing that. So I guess they have a program or something that's called protective factors, or where it's like a teaching or something like that. That's the thing that they're going to teach, those protective factors. So I guess once you become skilled at that, then you should be able to handle people who are going through suicidal thoughts, and it helps them eliminate that thought. But yeah, man, that suicidal thought,
It says I found
man.
where it says suicide is the second leading cause of death for people 10 to 14. And the 12th leading cause of death
Wow.
overall in the US. That's from NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness.
mhm.
Wow.
12th leading cause of death
Yeah.
overall in the US.
Yeah.
Hey, do
Yeah.
y'all remember a few years ago there was this thing among high school students where they were coming up with suicide pacts? They were
Oh
planning to
yeah,
kill
they've been
themselves
doing
before
that.
graduation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That was an in thing. That was like maybe 5, 6 years ago. Might have been even longer than that. But I remember hearing about it. There was a few reports about it. And these were high school kids that made a pact that they were going to commit suicide on the same day, and they were all going to do it together.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that was
Well,
Dang.
looks like a lot of the youth are into it because it says lesbian, gay, and bisexual youth are 4 times more likely to attempt suicide than
mhm.
straight
Yeah.
youth.
Because they
4
don't fit
times more
in.
likely.
You're
Yeah,
Right.
they
not
don't
fitting
fit
in.
in.
That's the thing
Yeah.
about it.
Then the transgenders, they don't fit in, but they want you to take them serious. I'm like, you don't even take yourself serious, but you want me to. It's like, your name is Earl, not Eve. Like, man, look, all right. See,
Wow.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna say I'm mature enough, but
straight to the head, huh? Headshot. Bah.
Yeah, for real. Headshots. That's it. Because some of these things,
You be out there like, let me help you.
Yeah, because you telling me that you want to kill yourself, and you know this elongated story, like blah blah blah. All right, what kind of bullets you gonna use? Because you're gonna either do it or you're not gonna do it. I can sit there in complete silence and listen to you, but if I feel like you feed me a load of crock, it's over with.
Right.
I mean, no, I don't want you to hurt
yourself. Yeah, I gotta get out the way.
But, like my time is too valuable for you to sit up there. Like if you just want attention, let me know. But if you're serious about it, it is what it is.
Wow.
Nah, man, that's real.
It's like the ones that
but yeah, man,
they slit their wrists when they taking a shower. Those slow, lonely deaths. I told you last week the recipe. North to south.
Don't give them the sauce, man. Don't give them the sauce. Let them figure it out on their own. Let them make the mistake. They cut it from east to west. They make a mistake if they cut it from north to south.
Then when they mess up, they're going to get a tattoo over it. Like, man, really?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let them get a tattoo, man. Because they need to mess up. They don't need to be doing that to themselves, brother. Whew. It's a heavy topic, y'all. We got some heavy conversations going on about suicide, man. And it's the truth, man. It's real deal. I didn't understand how real suicide was, like I said, until about 6 years ago. I'm glad we've all
how common it is,
how
frequent it's done. Like
it's very because you have to remember, man, even when we was growing up in our day, even growing up in the 80s, you had to, 90s, it was some kids who had more than other kids, and then you don't feel like you fit in. You got the same pair of shoes on that you had last year for school. You got the same clothes. You and your brother sharing outfits, and the people know it. And it's like, you got to be strong-minded or you're going to fall short of being just like, I want to kill myself. I don't want to be here. I don't like this. I don't like this place.
And then you have social media just pushing everything
and
in front of you.
They stuck with their mom.
That's part of the increase right there, ain't it?
Right, man.
That got to be part of the increase.
Yeah.
It is. That's why the death rate is going up from 36%.
You letting somebody bully you on the other side of the world, you getting upset.
They don't know you
yourself behind the keyboard warrior.
Hey, check this out.
No, it happens every day. Just like you said with them 10 to 14, you got a too high of a percentage of youth killing themselves, man.
10 to 14. And then research has found that 46% of people who die by suicide had a known mental health condition. They already mentally ill.
Already diagnosed. That's crazy.
That's almost half. I mean, every person that got a mental health going to eventually try suicide. That's deep, man, because some people got mental health and don't even know it yet. Like mental health wrong and hadn't been treated.
Right.
The diagnosis.
That's for real.
Yeah.
But now they might be living a great life. In your eyes, you look at them like you got a good job, you got a nice car, but in their head, they're like, man, I don't love none of this stuff. You know how many millionaires kill themselves? It's a lot of them.
Like
money does not make you happy.
My cousin Guy, he own business. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Beautiful friend, family. You never know, man. So Check
Yeah,
on your.
a lot of people feel like money is the answer, and they don't understand money is the tool. You don't use the money. You use the money to make money. You don't use the money to flaunt it, to store it in a shoebox. You don't use it for that. You use it to create more money. That way you can. It's like when Mike Epps said you got to buy the half. You take the 8 ball, you buy your half, then you got your half. Now you turn it into a half and get you a whole. Now everybody got on those shoes. Now everybody got on
Hey, where
those
he said that
shoes.
at? Please tell me where to find out that. I ain't heard that one.
I
That's
forgot
one of
that
his
was him and
stand-up
Martin on
specials.
something.
Boy, I can relate to
They
that.
was on the show. Yeah, that was too funny. But yeah, we have to do, but you have to understand, man, a lot of people who got money, they not happy either, because it's like money will never make you happy. It ain't gonna make you sad if you use it the right way. But some people take the money and thinking it's supposed to create a whole nother realm, But if they don't use it the right way, it won't create nothing but a bunch of problems because you're gonna keep them beggars around. You're gonna keep them people who need. You're gonna keep them needy people around you like P. Diddy. Look at his situation now. He had a
Yeah.
bunch of yes men around him. Everybody around him, he didn't have a real friend around him. There's no real friends gonna allow you to do what you did. R. Kelly the same way. Ain't no real friends, your real friends, unless it's a group of y'all that's just like that.
Just
But
like
I know
that.
it got to be one sane person. Yeah, it got to be one sane man in a group of men that's gonna be like, say, player, nah, we ain't doing that, man. Hey man, you my partner. You got it going on. Don't do that. You ain't finna do that. I ain't gonna allow you to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'll pull you away from that situation before I allow you to do that, man.
No
Yeah.
real man
But a
let
lot
you
of cats don't have
buy
them kind of
$1,000
dudes
of
because
baby
they
oil.
feeding them money.
Feeding the money.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That was too crazy. Well, shit, Mike, what you got, man? Let's go out on the bang, man. Give us something good, Mike, because you've been having all the statistics tonight.
I ain't giving up no more statistics tonight, but I will say this. The world is a much better place with you
No,
in it.
it's good. That's good information, though, man. Good information.
I know. But the world is a much better place with you in it, whoever you are. Money ain't going to make you happy.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to make you happy because happiness comes from within. So if you want to be happy, that's where you got to look for it within. That's what I got.
All right.
Suicide is not
Headshot.
the answer. Suicide is not the
Oh,
answer.
coach.
Suicide
Suicide
is
is
not
not
the
the answer.
answer. There is hope. There is hope.
Boy,
Yeah.
they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They think suicide is the only
Hey,
answer. Headshot.
I want to say that the question is whether suicide is the way out or the way in. Death smiles on us all, but all a man can do is smile back.
Man.
death smiles
See
on us
that?
all.
Yeah, I said death smiles on us all, but all a man can do is smile back.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
always have some deep shit when you're going out.
And that's the root.
Because his glasses ain't thick.
Yeah.
Hey, that makes up for the glasses.
Mine ain't that thick, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's just a light shot and reflecting off mine. That's all.
No.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's not the light, that's just glass.
Boy, out of control. Out of
That's better.
control, man. Well, all I can say is, man, if you have somebody who's going through it like that, man, just take some time to listen to them. Let them get it all the way out their system and just sit there in silence, man. Because sometimes that silent energy will make somebody feel a whole lot happier, man, than it would if you was to speak on that. So, tonight was a great topic, man, and let's all be mindful of our loved ones and always reach out to the strong friends that you have who you feel don't need the help, who's always taking care of their business, who's always on their shit, but they need to be checked on as well. So, man, y'all have a great evening, man, and make it the best life that you can. And we'll see y'all here next week, man. Peace.
Check on your people.
Peace. Peace.
Yeah. There we go. I think it's, I'm trying to turn it off. It be slow in the end. Come on now, go off. Yeah, this thing. There we go. Oh. Is you gonna go off or what?